Hey everybody, GL1 here, and today I'm going to go over old and then new and pretty cool Buzz Lightyear toys. Now, I didn't see the new Buzz Lightyear movie, I just think the toys are cool, and that's really what I'm going to go over. So these were my son's toys when he was little, so they're pretty old. This is the Slinky Dog, and a funny thing about this Slinky Dog is that my son thought that the only time the Slinky Dog was made was for the Toy Story movies. But no, the dog actually was made before the movies, and they put the dog in the movies because it is a known toy. And it had a string, and you would pull it. It had wheels on the feet, and it would pull along. And let's see, does it have a year here? This is... no, it does. Oh, wait, is that it? 1999. So, yeah, so 24 years ago. So some of these toys are going to be that old. All right. And next we have Rex. And I didn't see any date on this, but he's rubber. And he has a wire in the tail. You always know that when you see those air dots. Those are the same air dots that you would see on Gumby. Let me show you that. So here's Gumby. Any of you that know Gumby, this is very old. Jesco, I've had this, I don't know, 40 years or something. So it had these, the metal wire inside the arms, and after a while, the wire breaks, and then they don't stay in place, but the legs still do. And there you are, you have these air holes. And I think that is to prevent moisture from building up and causing the wire to rust, but I'm really not sure. I have a Cylon from Battlestar Galactica from a few years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and you see he also has those air holes. So that's how you know something has a wire inside to be able to manipulate it. All right, and then I think this is like a Koosh Buzz. It has like these little beads inside the feet. And, you know, just a little stuffed Buzz. He's seen better days. He could use a good trip to the washing machine. And, oh, we have a tag. I don't know if we can read it. All new materials. But, you know, I would imagine all of these are pretty much around year 2000. All right, and then we have RC. We have this RC. This looks like something that was maybe I was going to say, yeah, maybe like a McDonald's toy or something. The wheels don't roll. And then we have one that is wind up. You wind it up. Now, it doesn't really work well anymore. The idea is you wind it up, and then this little foot here would kick it up in the air as it moved. But the spring, I don't know, it doesn't seem to have the power. Let's see if it does today. There you go. A little bit. Oh, geez, we didn't even... Okay. That, it just kind of... I'm sorry, I didn't get that on the camera too well. Wind that up. Well, it doesn't really work very well. Well, anyhow, it was working there for a second. All right. And I'm saving the buzzes for last. And then we have the horse, and let's see what his name was. Bullseye. I looked him up and forgot almost right away. All right, so that was Woody's horse. And I know there's a Woody somewhere, but, you know, I have my son's stuff in boxes. All right, and then we have the Emperor Zerg, and this fired Nerf missiles. I'm going to keep Zerg out so you can see the comparison between old Zerg and new Zerg. And then we have this Buzz Lightyear here. All we have is a little bit of articulation at the hips. No knees. The arms don't move. Strangely, the head moves. And this closes too. So that's pretty good. And then we have this toy over here. And I think that this had some kind of air bladder that you would probably push, it would attach here, don't know where that is, and it would push this foot down, you see that? And then it would jump it along. And that's one of the little green men in there. And there's Buzz. And this Buzz actually, I think it opens up here, articulates. Now I'm not sure if this Buzz went with this set, but he at least could sit in there. So he has metal in his joints. See that? So he has metal knees. I had to repair the back. It had come off. I put screws in. I know my son was upset. Used to have wings that would come out. The button here makes him karate chop. It's got a ratchet. And then we still have the covering. You see that's been beat up a little bit. And then, yeah, you got, metal screws. But, he articulates well. He won't stand too well. His legs are... That's, his hips and legs, you have to really balance him. There you go. But any little tip, and there he crumbles. And then this one over here. Now I'm going to, this attached onto the side of this little jumping vehicle. There were two of them. And I guess it broke off, and this is all that's left. Now this Buzz over here is really cool, and I know I have another one somewhere in even better condition. This is a Transformer Buzz. It transforms into a spaceship. And man, did my son want this, and I thought it was so cool. I got one too. This is his, and I don't know where mine is. But you can see it has good articulation, the hips, the knees, the arms. You can see how it comes apart. It transforms into a spaceship. There was a missile here, and when my son was young, we didn't want him to think in terms of guns, so we called this a tickle missile, and you push the button here, and we said, well, when he fires that and it hits Zerg, it makes them all giggle uncontrollably. It tickles them. So I will transform this at the end of the show, and I'll show you what it looks like. I remember it being not that easy to transform. And here is a big Buzz Lightyear from back in the day. And I know I have a custom-made Buzz Lightyear that is my son had several. A couple of them broke, and I took them and mashed them together and made a custom, like it was chrome, an American flag Buzz, and some other Buzz. I can't find it right now, but this is your typical Buzz. And you see it even has articulation in the fingers, wrists, elbows, and then shoulders. And then you can push a button here, and he fires. He's got hips and knees, little bit of ankle action. It was gonna blow up. He can twist in the waist. His head doesn't turn. Right, he can close his cover, and I think I thought it was something you could. I thought there was something you could do to make that flip up, and I think there might have been a spring at one time in this. All right, and then
I am Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger, Universe Protection Unit.
And Tim Allen doing the voice.
All Space Rangers report for sector duty. My radar is picking up Emperor Zerg. Do you see him? I must find Zerg before he destroys the universe. To infinity and beyond. Buzz Lightyear, to the rescue.
Does it bring back memories here and all that? All right, and then you have this button here, and watch what happens. And it pops out his wings. See that? And then you just try to get those back in there, and then they click. Remember that? And then you push it, push the button, and they pop out. And do you remember how much fun it was getting the batteries into this? You had to take these 3 screws out. That all lifts off, and then put the batteries in. So mom and dads back then, remember how much fun that was, and figuring out where did the batteries go and why did they make it that difficult? Because if your kid plays with it a lot, it's going to run out of batteries pretty often. All right, so that is the old Buzz Lightyear toys. Now I'm going to show you some of the new ones. All right, so this one I just got, and I thought he was really neat. I wanted a Buzz Lightyear that was in the 5-inch scale that had wings. This one also does punching. So you squeeze the legs together and he punches. He twists and punches. Action punch. And then his wings can come out here. And this whole unit can come off. And you'd think that this would be universal for the other 5-inch buzzes, but it is not. Some buzzes it will fit on, and it seems like most it will not. And then it came with this gun that actually fires a missile. And then he can hold that into his left hand here. And then put that like a bazooka. And then if you want, you can stick that on his hip. And then he has a hip bazooka, but then he doesn't punch as well. And this is, let me get the box to show you. Yeah, this is Mission Equipped Buzz Lightyear. And right now on Amazon, this is $7. So if you like that, it's pretty neat, right? So, all right, Mission Equipped Buzz Lightyear. And, you know, you'd think that most of the Buzz Lightyear 5-inch scale would come with wings. They don't. So I had to get one that did. All right. And then here's Izzy. All right, so this is an Izzy figure. Now, I custom painted this. I painted the shoes green, the knee, and this brace here. And I painted the eyes on this helmet. And I painted like the antenna. And then that comes off. And that's Izzy. And what I didn't know, and I really didn't pay attention, that this is glow-in-the-dark Izzy. Now, it has good articulation. You have elbows, you have wrists, knees, hips, shoulders. I mean, the armor gets in the way of the shoulders a little bit, but still pretty good. Waist twist, head twist. Can kind of go up and down. The hair gets in the way there. But I have a black light, and this goes to the LOL dolls. So you push that down on the top and watch her glow. See that? I'm sure glad I didn't paint over the glowing paint because I didn't realize it did that. So that's really neat. So if you see this and it costs a little bit more, that's why. And I think this is just the coolest. And actually I wanted to put wings on it, but the wings don't fit. Glow-in-the-dark Buzz. So now, this is fluorescent, okay, and Izzy as well. Fluorescents will glow under a black light, but they won't stay glowing. You actually have to have glow-in-the-dark paint. So you can have glow-in-the-dark paint that has a layer of fluorescence, or fluorescence that has a layer of glow-in-the-dark paint. So, for example, when you energize this, his chest and his belt, and I believe inside here, with the black light, he will continue to glow in the dark, but his feet will not, and the back does not, because that actually doesn't have glow-in-the-dark paint on it, just fluorescent. And then this comes off, and you can turn his head, and then you can just slip that in there, and then he has a rifle that will fit to his hip, and it does not glow in the dark, as you can see. And I wanted to put the wings on him, but you see it's got this kind of connector. I'm not sure what that's for yet. Maybe it's a different wing to a different set, but you can see this has just a little round peg, so it will not stay on. I could make it stay on. I could come up with something, and I just might do that. All right, and then I got this blue Buzz here, and why? Because it was only $3. So this is, a Buzz that's flying a different one of the ships. Again, I don't know the movies. I don't know why there's different colored Buzzes. I'm sure there's an explanation, like a multiverse or something. He's got a piece of equipment here, like a tricorder in Star Trek. I do like the way the helmet looks on this one, instead of just being clear glass. So he's got knee joints, shoulders, elbows as well. All right, so that's some of the Buzzes I have. That's the Buzz on that. Oh, what's interesting, actually what I wanted to do is show you, all right, what it looks like next to the old one. So really the same scale, it's just that this is more cartoonish in proportions. This is more human proportion. So you can see that. All right, Zerg. So here's one size Zerg, and one size does not fit all. So this is a pretty big Zerg, and he was made so that you could take off his arm and put on an arm that fires 3 missiles. So you just take that off, and then that fits in there. And then you have a button here to fire the missiles. It will fire all the missiles at once, but sometimes you can get it to where it won't if you do it fast enough. See, and it fires just 1, and then it fires 2. So as if 1 missile wasn't enough, he'll give you some more. And he's got pretty good articulation. His head can move up and down, hips, knees. It's sort of like that same plastic that they use on the Titan figures in Marvel and DC. Just a little bit better. And some of the, like the rubberized hands a little bit. And the head is also rubbery kind of plastic. So that's that Zerg. Let me show you another. Okay, so there is gigantic Zerg. And I think he's about 14 inches tall. Let's see, we gotta raise that up there. All right. And also has good articulation. You have the knees and the hips. You have kind of the softer plastic on the hands so you can get him to grip stuff. Elbows, shoulders, and he can look around really effective. Oh, here you go. Really effective head turning. And yeah, so his hips. So he looks like the other one, just a lot bigger. So that's a nice Titan figure. And depending on which toys you get, it depends on how you're going to play with this, right? So let me show you that. All right. So I'm going to open this set up here. Lower this here. All right. So this set, I got this for $6 at Ross. $6.99, $7. So take a look at this. All special. I like these that they come in these special boxes. I don't like that you can't see what you're getting, but I know it's something good, so that's all right. All right, and here he is, a big Buzz. And this is, well, it has instructions. You don't really need them. It's pretty simple. Okay, it doesn't have a special name. But, all right. Oh, so you can put that on his wrist. Okay, and then he has a bazooka in that hand. All right, so, all right, might be good to see what all the options he has. So there he is, a big giant Buzz. And let's open that up. Okay, here we go. Just clip that. Let's see what's holding his arms on here. Okay. All right. So that's a pretty big Buzz, so I imagine he's going to have to deal with the big Zerg, because Zerg's bigger than Buzz. All right, and then you just pull that plastic out of there. Good articulation, hips, knees, no ankles, head turns, and no helmet. All right, then we're going to pull this apart here. All right, so let's mission equip him. Let's put this on his forearm. It's got kind of a softer plastic, a little bit. Try to fit that on here. Not everything is always that easy. All right, there you go. And then he can hold his sword in one hand. It's a soft rubbery plastic also. It doesn't bend, but it has like a rubbery feel to it. That's pretty cool. Actually, it goes this way. All right. And then we can put a missile in his bazooka. Let's see how that fires. Good. And I wonder if it's the same size as the other. No, it's not. Okay, so you can see the missiles actually are different. But if you lose one, will they both work? It might, huh? It looks like it's the same missile, it's just this is larger. So the smaller one, if it will go in there, should go further because it's lighter. Okay, no, it's not meant to fit in there. It's too tight. Yeah, okay, so the diameter of this is slightly thicker, so it rubs on the sides. Okay, well, now we know. All right, and does it have a place? No, the only place it goes, it doesn't stick on his back or anything. It looks like there's something that if you wanted to put wings on him, if there were wings, you could. But then he just basically hangs on to his bazooka. And the hands are really good, softer plastic. Makes it easier to get into his hand. All right, so there you go. Blasting Buzz. Pretty cool. All right, well, we're not... Oh, and his head turns, right? Yep. And actually, oh, it looks all around, up and down. So that's cool, too. All right. Next, we have this big box over here. And it's upside down. But inside... All right. Check out all this. Okay, so we have, looks like Izzy again in Buzz Lightyear suit. They each have their little swords, energy swords. I wonder what kind of back he has, actually. Can we put the wings on him? Ah, no, we cannot. It has that square again. Now this feels different though. It's well, he's got some damage there, but the plastic feels a little, it's a little different. Yeah, see how, okay, so this plastic is dull and it's softer. This is shinier, but it's shinier because it's a little harder, not just because it's in a shinier finish. It feels like a little bit of a harder plastic. Could feel the difference right away. All right, and they have helmets too. Same helmet, goes in the same way. All right, so we can do that. And all right, she's the same. They have a big bazooka. Let's see, this one does not fire. Okay, it's just like a big, powerful looking laser. And then this is the bazooka that one of them can hold. Let's see if she can hold it too. Okay, yeah, so both, all right, so she has the peg on her hip. Actually, it would go this way. So she can have her bazooka. And Buzz can have the bazooka as well. Yep, he's got a peg. And then, let's see, does this peg on? This does not peg, but what it is meant to be is that he can hold it on top. I guess he can wrap his hand around here. Not that easy to... There we go. All right, so there he is. He's got this big energy weapon, and they're going to need that because they're going up against this fella. I don't know what that is. Let's see if it reveals itself. Let me pause this and get this out. Okay, well, I'm glad I paused that because that was some doing getting that out. But I discovered a few things. So these missiles that came with the set only work in this big drone. All right, and you push that down. And that fires, okay. And then you push his chest, and that pops off. So I guess that's supposed to be like one, you know, if you hit that, that's it. He's out of commission. That snaps in there. Good articulation. Let's see if his head turns. Yeah, his head turns. Oh, that's cool. Let me see what his name is. All right. Well, it said it on the box. I didn't realize that. All right. It's a Cyclops. But you know, when I looked it up with the image, a lot of the time what came up is the big hero figure because it looks a lot like that. So, all right. There's your Cyclops. I should have known that. I just forgot. All right. So this bazooka does not fire either. So you can always use one of these other. You can always use this one. Right, and then this way you can get all your toys to interact together, and you can have a firing Buzz Lightyear. All right, so they can have that. And last, I have another box set. And this is the XL1 and the XL15 2-pack. All right, hyperspace ships. And I took this out already. This was in here. This is a gun that you can attach to the bottom of your ship. So you'll see here, all of these hyperspace ships come with, you see this, they have this here. I thought that was so that there was a stand, but there isn't a stand, and you just plug that in and it'll fit in any of them. So it gives them the power to have a firing weapon against Zerg's ship. But I have that in, there's another couple episodes I did of Buzz Lightyear toys, drones, and all the other little hyperspeed toys. But I just wanted to reiterate the box set theme. All right, so that is the new Buzz Lightyear toys that I have, and I'm going to show you the transformation of that one. So I'll pause the video and go to transforming. All right, I kind of give up. All right, now I was right. It is very difficult to transform. One of the hardest transformers I've ever worked with because I can't figure it out, and I'm usually really good at figuring these things out without instructions. I know I got most of it right. I did see a picture, and kind of what I have is mostly the way it is. I remember this never really stayed in very well. Missile fired here, Buzz could stand here, and you have like controllers up there you could hold on to, right? And then I can't figure out what to do with the landing gear. There is a landing gear here. There's wheels that come out. And I cannot figure out how to spin those around so that they are in the right position. But there is no way that, even with instructions, that a little kid can transform this. So very difficult to play with, but a neat idea because it's not common to see a Buzz Lightyear transformer. I think there is actually one out there now, and it's about $100. And I think this was like $20 at the time. So, all right. So that's the update on all the new Buzz Lightyear toys I have. And thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.